You can't.
Seen in the rearview mirror there.
Ah, you fucking can't. Okay.
No! Fuck! Oh my good God! I was laughing at what I did to you there, and I couldn't. I forgot about the tone.
Talking
Right.
opening. So,
Okay.
um,
So,
yeah. So welcome to PSVR Stupid, and this is me, self, and Alan Buckley, the Buckinator, badass motherfucker. Uh, Basically having a look at GT online, trying to unlock our cars and get our licenses. Say hello, Alan.
how are you? What's the crack?
Don't worry, you'll talk a lot more as we go along through this. So basically, we're all getting hyped for PSVR2, Gran Turismo 7. It's going to be fucking insane. I'm definitely going
Yeah.
to have to beep out all these fuckings.
Yeah. No, leave them in. Leave them in.
Yeah, we'll keep a clean show,
It's.
I think, for a moment. But yeah, but you basically are excited, as I am, for this PSVR2 and for GT7, racing with your friends online in virtual reality. Talk to me.
Yeah, well, this we haven't gotten that far yet because the headset hasn't dropped. But it's we're looking forward to it. Though. I mean, the game is absolutely massive. There's so much to do, so it's good to get ready for it now before the actual the headset drops, so we can just jump straight in when it does.
100%.
So it's nice to get all the licenses and all the cars unlocked and as much stuff unlocked as we can before it drops. But yeah,
That's it, because you want to get that first night in, won't you, with your friends online? You're going to want to do that, right? That's going to be where it's at.
yeah, yeah,
As bad as the
yeah.
racers that I'm going to be, and it's still going to be a hell of a lot of fun. So there's no like skill level issues here. I don't think. It's going to be just absolute
Yeah,
fun.
well, the thing that's the thing is like I'm not. I love racing games, but I'm
Mm.
not like they're not my go-to game.
Right.
Yeah, so what I mean by that is when it comes to Gran Turismo, I'm a veteran noob. I've been playing Gran Turismo since the very beginning. I've been, the very very first one, and I've had them all. But I've only played them casually. I've never played them competitively like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
But when it comes to VR, I will see if I start getting really into it. Maybe I'll start getting a bit more competitive and stuff. But at the moment, I'm just going to be having a bit of crack with it.
Yeah. 100%.
Where are you coming from? Like,
I'm
you're
kind of in a
yeah,
similar boat as
yeah,
yourself. I am. I've played. I haven't played a car game in so long. Say I would say PlayStation 2. If there was a Gran Turismo on that, then I'd probably play that one as well. Enjoyed it. Had fun with it. Again, not my go-to games. I was a FIFA guy and a Modern Warfare guy. But apart from that, now if you're talking about in virtual reality and the immersion of being in a vehicle, I'm very much into that just because of my interest in VR.
yeah. No, I get that. It's it makes. I think VR has brought us into so many other genres. Like when you because VR makes like everything, absolutely everything better. Like
Yes.
there's not a game. Like even the platform can be made better in VR like because of the immersion. Like you're completely engrossed in it. There's no distraction. And when it comes to car games, it's absolutely made for VR. Like so, that's why I played the Gran Turismo Sport. Thought it was absolutely fantastic, but it was only a teaser. It's an absolute teaser because you don't get to race against anything. You only get to race against one car, a really bad AI, or you can race against yourself, and that's it. There's no
Yes.
multiplayer, no anything. And the thing about that is that when I say a teaser, like like let you see what it was like to check out all these fancy sport cars, the interior, the cockpits, the detail, the level of detail. You know what it would be like to own one, or even just to like out of curiosity, what does the inside of that car look like, and
Yeah.
just bring it up because and. Take it for a spin, especially if you got a steering wheel and pedal setup. It's fantastic. Like I love jumping into GT Sport, sticking on my Porsche and doing a couple of laps of the Nürburgring. Even though there's no other cars and you're just flying around the track on your own, it's so much fun in VR. But,
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
speaking of which, I'm playing. I just played the flat screen version there, a license, and it let me pass the test, even though I did it
okay.
horrifically bad. So I don't think people need to worry too much about putting too much time into it. If they're letting me pass on that driving, and as if everyone can see on the screen there, I am not a good driver. I'm looking forward to getting better at it. But you're gonna get through these licenses quick. So it's safe to say if you got it on sale now at the minute it's 40% off. It's the time to do it and have a week or two. Just to pick away at it.
Yeah, definitely. But this is going to be another level, an absolute other level. Like play racing against 20 cars. I can't wait. I really can't. 19 cars, I suppose. There's 20 cars on the track, and doing it with your friends as well, having a laugh. Like,
Well,
we've been playing a lot of Firewall, and we have a big gang of lads there, and some laugh we do have, like, online. So, thinking about what that's going to be like in cars instead, in VR, is mouth-watering. Yeah, can't wait.
yeah, 100%. Even playing this flat screen game here, it's given me appreciation again for the flat screen game of GT.
Yeah.
And so you will put hours into this. It's a very long game. It's going to be well worth the price tag, in my opinion, for the game itself. At the moment, especially on sale. So pick that up if anyone is having a little look. So we'll get into the VR bit in a bit because there's a lot to talk about there. But as far as you're a bit of a noob on this. You consider yourself a bit of a noob on it now. You haven't really played it in years.
I played the GT Sport. I suppose when you say years now, I think about time flies. Yeah, it doesn't feel like years, but it probably was. Well, I've played the VR mode though now and again on it, but I haven't played the flat screen version of it because. Like I say, it's VR is where it's at for me. I'm not into flat screen games, and the only reason that I'm playing this flat screen is because I want to get all the stuff on it. But it is an incredible experience, even flat screen, and the level of detail, they put so much into it. It's absolutely incredible the amount of work that they must have had to do to I mean, I suppose they've been reusing assets from previous games and that as well, but they've built up over the years an incredibly intricate and complex uh, driving simulator. I mean, the stuff you can do in this, you're only, like, as a casual gamer like I am, when it comes to a casual driving gamer like I am, I've only been scratching the surface of some of the stuff, but you can really get nerdy on this and get, like, tweak the settings in your car and, to suit your driving style, and to buy loads of different stuff so that you're ready for the different conditions, and to put the different equipment in your car depending on the different conditions, especially tires. So, like, if you're going to be playing multiplayer games and you really want to start getting competitive on it, you're going to have to get a little bit nerdy and figure out what to do.
Works.
And yeah, exactly. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun journey because Never done it, and I have a feeling now that I'm getting it in VR that I will be putting the time into it. So, see how
Yeah.
we go anyway.
Absolutely, as you
But
said, the VR makes everything better. Even a
yeah,
basic flat screen game can be absolutely transformed by sticking
yeah,
on that helmet. Like, so
yeah,
I'm definitely hyped for this one. I just
yeah.
got my A license, just so you know. I drove
All right.
horrifically, as the people could see on the screen there. Absolutely made a mess of it, but somehow got the silver on that last lap there.
Okay.
So I'm not going to go for gold. I want to save all that for the VR section. So anyone who wants to unlock it, you just have to get the bronze, guys, and move on. And you don't have to worry
Yeah,
about the
yeah,
goals until you have your VR helmet
yeah,
on, and you're just enjoying every minute
yeah.
of it.
Yeah, really, it'd be like a kid at Christmas when that headset drops. Like,
Oh yes,
yeah,
Mach 2. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, looking at the interior of like a Lamborghini in like crystal clear, 4K or whatever it is, and with that wider field of view and all, and like flying around the track, the sense of speed and everything in VR, and turning around, looking at your players or your friends, like, and egging them on, and like driving up behind them and telling them you better not make a mistake because I'm coming after you. One mistake, lad, and I'm gonna drive by you. You're gonna be eaten by dust, and yeah, the
Yeah, no,
pressure that'll be on you when
gets all in the
what's
party
that?
chat. That's the thing, gets all in the party chat. Fucking
Yeah,
giving each
definitely.
other a guff.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. That's standard anyway with us. So,
Absolutely.
uh, but I was
So,
watching I watched a video today about this, and there was an update recently. Apparently, they took away the rain for a long time, the wet weather conditions for the
okay.
multiplayer. And but they added it like in an update not that long ago again, and it was a game changer. Your man said, because it had been gone for so long, all the cars started like everybody forgot how to drive in the wet because they hadn't been doing it, and all the cars were just flying off the road. Like there was big pile-ups and everything all over the place. But like this is lads that were like
Pros,
pros of
yeah.
the game that like are really really good at it, and they're all flying off the road like noobs because of the wet conditions. So that's one thing that can change the game up. Like the dynamics in this game, it can be, a nighttime and the rain lashing down and like a wet road and you can barely see shit. Like
Yeah.
that's going to be intense in VR. Imagine that like in VR. It's and all you can see is like tail lights flashing ahead of you, and having to try and remember when to brake and concentrating on the car ahead of you, trying to brake when he brakes and stuff like that because it's very hard to
Yeah.
see the corners. It's going to be nuts, absolutely nuts.
As you say that, I'm flying around the track here, and I was just thinking to myself as I was flying through these
Yeah,
tunnels, I was thinking, this is going to look amazing in VR. Going through
yeah,
these tunnels, and that just the lighting, the way the lighting changes,
yeah,
it's going to really sell you that you're in this tunnel. And as I said,
yeah,
with the visuals, the rain and stuff like this, they also do this with the darkness in these tunnels. You can see the driving line and stuff like that, but with the foveated rendering and all the lighting, it's and popping
yeah,
it into these tunnels, it's gonna feel
yeah.
super realistic.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see like how much of a difference there will be. Like I'm playing on a 4K screen now, and this looks absolutely beautiful, right? And it'd be interesting to see how what the comparison is compared to the VR version of it.
Yeah.
Will they? Because they're going to have to sacrifice something. I assume.
Oh,
Just
they
like
will from the 4K, yes,
yeah, yeah,
100%.
yeah. But the thing is, though, there's not foveated rendering on the flat screen game, which means that like to get it running like at 60 frames per second on the flat screen game demands a hell of a lot of graphical power, right? But I read somewhere, I don't know how realistic this statistic is though, but they said that with foveated rendering in the PSVR headset, it will mean you can squeeze out 3.6 times the amount of graphical power out of the PlayStation 5. And it's going to need that to run a game like this in VR. But how much they'll be able to, like, how big of sacrifices they'll have to make, like, to get it running is it remains to be seen. Like, anybody that's played it said that they didn't think about the differences. Like I said, there probably is. It probably does look a little bit worse than it does on the flat screen, or not as good as it does on the flat screen. But they didn't notice it. It's not
They
anything
couldn't tell. They couldn't tell.
It's not anything thought about. Like, so that means it's a good sign. It looks like it's going to be good.
Yeah, 100%. That's what all the people seem to say, is that they didn't notice any downgrade from the 4K. And if there was, that the fact that you're in VR, and it was seamless. The frame rate was smooth, silky smooth. Everything worked as it should. I mean, that in itself. I mean, I'm playing on a basic Walker TV here, and it's not a great TV. It's years old. And the screen quality looks great on my PS5 playing GT7. Now, maybe I don't have the frame reference. Maybe I looked at your TV, my jaw would drop. But I would say so, because, as I said, this is not a good TV. It's a dated TV, run of the mill as well, even when it was new. So I'm never that much into my visuals, to the fact that I would always get like a fancy TV. But I'm into VR in that much that I want that to look as good as it possibly can. Do you know what I mean? So, all by all reports, that's what we seem to be getting. So that's very, very good. A good sign for what's to come then in the next coming year or two.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Really, it'd be like a kid at Christmas when that headset drops. Like,
Mach 2.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the interior of like a Lamborghini in like crystal clear 4K or whatever it is, and with that wider field of view and all, and like flying around the track, the sense of speed and everything in VR, and turning around, looking at your players or your friends, like, and egging them on, and like driving up behind them and telling them, you better not make a mistake, because I'm coming after you. One mistake, lad, and I'm gonna drive by you. You're gonna be eating my dust, and the pressure will be on you when you
gets all in the party chat. That's the thing, gets all in the party chat. Freaking giving each other a goof.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's standard anyway with us. So.
Absolutely.
But I was watching a video today about this, and there was an update recently. Apparently, they took away the rain for a long time, the wet weather conditions for the multiplayer, and but they added it like in an update not that long ago again, and it was a game changer. Your man said, because it had been gone for so long. All the cars started everybody forgot how to drive in the wet because they hadn't been doing it, and all the cars were just flying off the road. Like, there was big pile-ups and everything all over the place. But like, this is lads that were like pros of the game that are really, really good at it, and they're all flying off the road like noobs because of the wet conditions, So that's one thing that can change the game up. Like, the dynamics in this game, it can be, a nighttime and the rain lashing down and like a wet road, and you can barely see shit. Like, that's going to be intense in VR. Imagine that like in VR. It's and all you can see is like tail lights flashing ahead of you, and you having to try and remember when to brake and concentrating on the car ahead of you, trying to brake when he brakes and stuff like that, because it's very hard to see the corners. It's going to be nuts, absolutely nuts.
As you say that, I'm flying around the track here, and I was just thinking to myself as I was flying through these tunnels, I was thinking, this is going to look amazing in VR. going through these tunnels, and that just the lighting, the way the lighting changes, it's going to really sell you that you're in this tunnel. And as I said, with the visuals, the rain and stuff like this, they also do this with the darkness in these tunnels. You can see the driving line and stuff like that, but with the foveated rendering and all the lighting, it's popping in into these tunnels. It's gonna feel super realistic.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how much of a difference there will be. I'm playing on a 4K screen now, and this looks absolutely beautiful, right? And it'd be interesting to see how what the comparison is compared to the VR version of it. Will they? Because they're going to have to sacrifice something. I assume.
They will from the 4K. Yes, 100%.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, there's not foveated rendering on the flat screen game, which means that to get it running at 60 frames per second on the flat screen game demands a hell of a lot of graphical power, right? But I read somewhere, I don't know how realistic this statistic is though, but they said that with foveated rendering in the PSVR headset, it will mean you can squeeze out 3.6 times the amount of graphical power out of the PlayStation 5. And it's going to need that to run a game like this in VR. But how much they'll be able to, how big of sacrifices they'll have to make to get it running is it remains to be seen. But anybody that's played it said that they didn't think about the differences. They said there probably is. It probably does look a little bit worse than it does on the flat screen, or not as good as it does on the flat screen. But they didn't notice it. It's not anything they thought about.
They couldn't tell.
It's not anything thought about. So that means it's a good sign. It looks like it's going to be good.
100%. That's what all the people seem to say, is that they didn't notice any downgrade from the 4K, and if there was, that the fact that you're in VR, and it was seamless. The frame rate was smooth, silky smooth. Everything worked as it should. That in itself. I'm playing on a basic Walker TV here, and it's not a great TV. It's years old. And the screen quality looks great on my PS5 playing GT7. Now, maybe I don't have the frame reference. Maybe I looked at your TV, my jaw would drop. But I would say so, because as I said, this is not a good TV. It's a dated TV, running mill as well, even when it was new. So I'm never that much into my visuals, to the fact that I would always get a fancy TV. But I'm into VR in that much that I want that to look as good as it possibly can. Do you know what I mean? So, all by all reports, that's what we seem to be getting. So that's very, very good. A good sign for us to come then in the next coming year or two.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be interesting to see what, if this, if we are, if GT7 takes off because of the VR on it, which it might, a lot of people might buy headsets just for this game, the people who are into it.
And, drive heads,
and if they do, then they, they're going to keep. They're going to keep supporting the game anyway until they bring another GT game out. So it'll be interesting to see what they come out with, in the future as well. If they keep supporting the game, it's going to have long legs. I think this game. I don't think it's something that's going to be, They all do. GT Sport right up until this one dropped, had leagues going, multiplayer leagues, that they're probably still going today, but I'm sure they died off when this dropped out, but there will be a similar thing that will happen with this one.
Sure, you get the same people going from that to this anyway, so it's a natural progression, obviously. But as you said, there is a lot of time between these series coming out, and they do stand the test of time, and they do get updates. They got an update just Christmas gone to keep it updated, more cars and stuff like that. So it does look the future's bright for us, and it's something you'll always come back to. I mean. The replayability is there, and we haven't even started to play it properly. Like, we're still doing licenses, and I'm still enjoying it.
And the thing about the cars as well, like, I mean, if an update drops with new cars, you're like dying to jump back in and try that car in VR and see what it's like. You know, look at the interior of it, see how it drives. Because it was one of the things about this game that make it absolutely fantastic is the attention to detail, like we were talking about. And that's not just the visuals, like what the car looks like inside, like the stitching and the leather and the dials and the seat trim, everything. Not just that. I'm talking about the handling of the car. You know, they try to make it as realistic as possible. The car is supposed to handle in the game as much as it would, just like it would in real life. Like, in other words, the same type of acceleration, the same type of stopping,
all that.
And also the how much I don't know what you call it, is it candor or whatever? Like, you know, when you're rolling from side to side, the suspension, how hard or soft, the suspension is coming around the corners and all that stuff. All that kind of stuff. They try to simulate that in the game as to each individual car as much as they possibly can, and it makes it loads of fun to try out new cars all the time. So when they drop an update with a new Lamborghini or whatever, or a Bugatti, or even classic cars, like an old Ford GT or whatever.
100%, yeah.
When you're dying to get in and have a look and see what that's like, so it's.
Well, here's the thing. It's going to be in VR, so the incentive is going to be there more than ever, considering that you're going to feel the torque and individualization of all of the different cars. You're going to feel like you actually have driven those cars then, because you're sitting in VR doing it. It's going to trick the brain, and it's going to trick the senses, and it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's the closest you're ever going to come to driving a supercar for somebody who's not super rich, So
I put my hand up there.
Being able to jump into a McLaren, and just lash around some of the most famous racetracks in the world, whenever you feel like it, in the comfort of your own home. It's absolutely fantastic, If you're into cars in any small way at all, this in VR is something for you. It's and even if you're only into cars a tiny little bit, but you want the social aspect, having a bit of fun in multiplayer, driving around a track with your friends is great fun. I played Drive Club a lot when it came out and there was a big online scene on Drive Club when it dropped, and that was amazing in VR. The sense of immersion, and looking over at your competition when they're about to overtake you, and when you coming up behind them and being able to talk to them and annoy them, try and get in their head, psych them out. It's great fun. It's absolutely great fun. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, I just want to profess, and I think I said this to you already. Yeah, if you're up my ass, I'll be slamming on those brakes. That's what's going to be happening. I don't drive.
Usually for the slipstream, and I'll end up with
ain't no slipstream here. Just a lot of booty. Just a lot of booty here. That's all you're going to find. And as I said, I am not a clean driver. I am a dirty driver. So everyone's going to find that out, and it's sometimes it's not my will that it's happening. It just happens. So I think it's by nature. So we, we'll have to keep it
it
clean.
takes a
We'll try
lot
and
of
keep it
getting used
clean.
to.
We'll try and keep it clean.
It's very hard. When you start playing games like this, it's very hard not to be crashing into cars when you're hitting the corner too late, and the other cars are hitting it on time. Like when you're hitting the brakes on time, and you're hitting it too late, it's going to happen. It's you're going to be running into people but it just takes a little bit getting used to it until you. No, when you pick out your landmarks, where your braking landmarks and all that, so you know the tracks well. And once you do that, it won't be happening as often. As I say that, I'm just after smashing into a wall. So I'm going to have to learn this track a bit better. But I'm still in the lead anyway.
Well, I tell you something. These races are definitely better when you've bought yourself a second-hand $100,000 Corvette. Because these guys are not as fast as my car. I'm going to really suffer, I think, against real players and against with the similar cars as me.
I'm lashing everybody over here in my Mitsubishi GTO as well.
Fuck!
So
I need the advantage. Clearly, I'm still sliding all over the place.
Have you used the handbrake at all?
No, I haven't. I don't even know what button it's on.
It's on the old one. It's loads of fun. If you come into a corner and if you're coming into a corner a little bit too late, you might just get away with it with using the handbrake and a good swipe of the wheel.
I keep tapping my L1 or my L2 because I'm using X as accelerate.
Right. Okay, I'll maybe have the buttons different then, but on my setup I have the O button as the handbrake anyway, and it's great when you're doing the rally.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
the rally games. Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm gonna stick it on my L2 though, because I can just tap that like a handbrake.
No, it's good because if you come into a corner way too late, it's not going to do fuck all. But if you come in a little bit too late, and you might just be able to stay on the track without smashing.
Oh man, that's going to help me an awful lot. I'm just starting to use it now. That's a good tip.
But it's that's only an emergency. What you want to be doing is trying to get around the corner as smoothly as possible without having to, hit that at all. You do that by braking hard enough before the corner and then turning without braking whatsoever, and then accelerating then when you come out of the corner and you can get on the straight. That's the I'm no like I said, I'm no pro at this, but I played them all and I know in theory what to do, but I'm shit at it.
I'm right there with you. I'm definitely getting a lot of assistance here from the computer on my cornering. 100%. I need to take that off because I think it's hindering me. I think it's babysitting me too much.
Yeah, you should definitely, 100%. You want to take that off because it's easier to learn right off, because you need to feel the car. You need to get the feel of when you need to be braking and when you need to
oh, bro, this handbrake is awesome.
Accelerator. Yeah.
You gave me an aggressive driver a new tool.
Wait till you see it on the gravel one when you get on the rally one. It's loads of fun, especially in VR. I absolutely love it. Drifting around corners in VR, Because the thing is, in VR, right, you've got the nose of the car, you've got the whole bonnet of the car facing the wall. While you're looking out the side window at the track that they are sliding along. It's a great, really great feeling, that's one of my favourite things to do in VR is to drive on the...
bro, I'm riding this fucking clutch, or this... this fucking... this is going to look amazing, man. It's just going to go through the tunnels and all, man, into the darkness, into the light. It's going to be amazing in VR. It's going to look fucking unreal. Especially with all the cars, the mate's cars all blinged up to the bollocks in front of you.
Oh no, will yeah. The cars look fantastic. The shine off the paintwork, like the way the sun reflects off the paintwork, the way when you start seeing the weather dynamics and all, it's gonna look incredible. Definitely,
Savage,
it's
yes.
I can't wait. I really can't wait. I'm gonna be like a kid at Christmas.
100%, and I'm going to leave it at that because we're both going to be like a kids at Christmas coming up on the 22nd of February when PSVR2 launches. So this has been Alan Buckley. Say goodbye, Alan.
Yeah. Good luck, is Sarah.
Yeah, we'll see you on the racetrack. This has been PSVR2 Stupid, and we're out.